Can we jam-pack everything you need to know about visiting Universal Studios in 2025 into just one video? Of course we can. And thanks to this ultimate guide, you're going to be a Universal Studios pro before you ever step foot on property. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. So you and I are on the same team here. We both are wanting to make sure our future visits to Universal are ones for the book, especially with all the major changes that are getting ready to happen in the next few months. So today, our ultimate guide is going to dive into the Universal Studios Florida scene first, but we might just interrupt things with a little Epic Universe Q&A later on. Guess you'll just have to wait and see. All right, here's my first challenge from Bria. I have to give a major overview of what you can expect to find in Universal Studios, but I have to do it in only 60 seconds. Challenge accepted. Editor, put 60 seconds on the clock. Ready? Let the countdown begin. Universal Studios Florida is the flagship park of the Orlando area that opened back in June 7th, 1990. When you step through the gates, you'll enter Minions Land first, and if you keep walking straight, the park is pretty much an oval pathway after that, eventually looping you back around to Minions Land again. Past Minions, you'll find New York, which has an odd assortment of rides ranging from a terrifying mummy coaster to racing against Jimmy Fallon in a weird and trippy dreamlike scenario. Keep on walking and you'll wind up in San Francisco, where Fast and Furious is located. Then you'll get to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, which is a whole lot cooler than Fast and Furious, in my humble opinion. The park will loop you around to World Expo after that, which is literally only home to Men in Black Alien Attack, before spitting you out into the colorful carnival like Springfield, USA, home of The Simpsons, for now. If you can survive Springfield, you'll be rewarded with the brand new DreamWorks Land, but please go pay attention to the E.T. Adventure ride first, which is super close by and we have to save it. And then you'll end your loop around the park in Hollywood, which has crepes. Really good crepes. Okay, how'd I do? Not too shabby, eh? Don't worry, the whole video is not going to be speedrun, I promise. After all, we've got other fun challenges to try out instead. Okay, now we know where all the lands are. What's the best time to go to Universal? Well, there's not really an awful time to visit Universal Studios Florida, but depending on when your visit takes place this year, you might be able to experience a little extra fun versus what you'll be able to do at other times throughout 2025. For instance, Universal Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival will be returning on February 1st, 2025 and running through March 30th. During this time, you can try lots of seasonal eats like beignets or the king cakes with little babies in the middle. Check out the family-friendly Mardi Gras parade and of course catch lots of beads without doing anything crass to earn them. Also in the spring, it's butterbeer season. Throughout the season, both Universal parks introduce new butterbeer treats to the Wizarding World areas. Last year, we got to nosh on things like butterbeer ice lollies and butterbeer caramels, so we're excited to try some new butterbeer goodies come this spring. Butterbeer season 2025 starts up March 1st and runs through May 31st. You know what else is happening this spring? Epic Universe is opening May 22nd. So if you purchase multi-day park tickets after that, then you'll also be able to hit up Universal's newest third park gate during your visit. Exciting. Now, while it's a smaller spectacle than Mardi Gras, Universal Studios Florida does like to celebrate 4th of July with specialty fireworks and exclusive activities throughout the evening. But once the summer starts to wrap up and fall begins, we're in full Halloween Horror Nights mode, y'all. After the park closes for general admission guests, this special ticketed event transforms the park into a nightmare realm. There are scare zones, haunted houses, scare actors, live entertainment, specialty treats, and a whole lot of screaming. Word of warning, Halloween Horror Nights is an intense event and not really suitable for all ages, so make sure to do your research before you commit. It's not suitable for AJs either. AJs get very, very scared. Now, we don't have Halloween Horror Night dates yet, but last year this event happened on select nights starting at the end of August and lasting until the beginning of November. And don't forget about Holly Jolly season. Universal Studios Florida celebrates the holidays starting around mid to late November and all throughout the month of December with its holiday parade featuring Macy's, a limited time holiday tribute store, and various other bouts of entertainment tailored around all things merry and bright. Okay, ready for my next challenge. You see this little minion guy? He's going to get closer to the screen based on how much the DFB team and I recommend a Universal ride. And he's going to get farther away when a ride is more take it or leave it for us. Remember, this is all based on our personal experiences. So your own little minion dude might have something completely different to say about these attractions whenever you visit. Just make sure you're always doing your research beforehand to see what rides you're for definitely going to want to add to your family's personal park itineraries. Get it? Got it? Good. First up on the list, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Yep, there we go, little guy. Not too close to the screen, but not miles away from it either. Minion Mayhem is a motion simulator dark ride that turns you into a minion in training. Universal is pretty well known for its screen ride experiences, and I think this is a pretty cute one with a heartwarming storyline. Though back in the day, when it still used those 3D effects, it could be super nauseating for sure. Next up, VillainCon Minion Blaster. VillainCon Minion Blaster is one of the newest attractions in Universal Studios Florida, though I wouldn't necessarily call it a ride. More like a moving walkway that you don't walk on, but rather you stand there and blast things surrounding you to rack up a high score. One of the coolest parts about this experience is its re-rideability, since the Universal app can save your scores, which helps you unlock abilities that you can use the next time you give this attraction a try. The Troller Coaster, even newer than VillainCon, is that Troller Coaster featured over in the brand new DreamWorks Land area. This coaster is a family-friendly ride where you get to join Poppy and Tiny and the twins, Satin and Chenille, on a Caterpillar Catterbus as you try to escape the scary spiders. What can I say? It's cute and a really fun one for much younger riders. E.T. Adventure is now... Ooh, hey, Minion, you're kind of blocking the screen, and I want to see the ride. E.T. Adventure is probably my personal favorite ride across the Universal parks, namely because it's one of the few slow-going animatronic dark rides that you'll be able to find, but I am also an 80s kid, and E.T. is just my whole vibe. Now, there is a section of this ride that wasn't in the movie. You go to E.T.'s home planet, where things get a little weird. Very weird, but everybody's got to see it at least once. Anyway, when you get to that scene with all the tiny ETs, I could literally live in that world if Universal would let me. Okay, Fast and Furious Supercharged. Sorry, Fast and Furious fans, but if we're running out of time in this park and one ride has to be sacrificed, it's more than likely going to be this one. This is another dark simulator ride that takes you on a high-speed street chase, but not really. It just feels that way because you're surrounded by screens. The most exciting part about this ride for us, honestly, is the fact that the queue and ride building feature actual movie props and cars that were featured in the Fast and Furious films. Okay, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. Yeah, we like this one. It's a good time. Escape from Gringotts is an indoor roller coaster that takes you down into the Wizarding Bank vaults and face-to-face with some of Harry Potter's greatest enemies. Is Escape from Gringotts our favorite of the Wizarding World rides available between the two Universal parks? Not even close, but I think it's worth checking out just for the impressive queue line alone. It's also worth noting that this coaster is fairly smooth and not super intense, though that beginning drop might make you believe otherwise. If you're nervous about riding, I promise that first straight down drop is the worst that it gets. Now, Hogwarts Express. This is going to cover both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure for us. Hogwarts Express is both a slow-going Harry Potter-themed ride and a functional transportation method to help you hop between parks. And that means you will actually need to purchase a 2-park ticket in order to ride the attraction. So have your park-to-park ticket out and ready to scan before you get in line. Okay, Rip Ride Rocket. I wish I liked Rip Ride Rocket more than I do, but this high-speed coaster can get super jostly, leave me with a headache. It's also terrifying. However, my favorite part about this ride is that you can choose your own soundtrack to rock out to thanks to a preset list you'll choose from before taking off. Now, Ride Hack Alert. You can find even more song options to choose from if you access the secret song list before you take off. When you get in your seat, hold down the logo on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket screen for about 5 to 10 seconds. This will open up a secret playlist. From here, you'll be able to enter a 3-digit code for one of those ultra hidden songs, including my personal favorite, Rainbow Connection. Now, warning, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket will be closing for good this September to make way for a brand new experience that we don't really know anything concrete about yet. So if you want to check out this ride before it's gone for good, 2025 is your last chance to do so. Okay, next is Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl. I mean, it's a Dumbo-like aerial carousel, but instead of flying elephants, you're riding around an alien that wants to eat your brain. All in good fun. The coolest thing about this is that each one of the ride vehicles has its own name, so be sure to check out what yours is. Men in Black Alien Attack. This is another blaster point builder ride that you're sitting and spinning on this one. It might not keep track of your score for you on the Universal app like VillainCon will, but you can still figure out where you rank at the end of the ride based on your sharpshooting skills. Maybe you're a Galaxy Defender, maybe you're Bug Bait, or maybe you're just cosmically average. Been there. Okay, once again, we're on another screen-based ride where the queue tends to be cooler than the ride itself here at Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon. I don't know, it's fine. And if you're a fan of Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show, then you might really like this one. But I tend to prefer Minion Mayhem, especially since Minion Mayhem has more of a storyline to it. Okay, Revenge of the Mummy. Okay, Bria's hot take. She thinks this is the best coaster at Universal Studios Florida. Me, I probably still prefer Gringotts, but I think that has a lot to do with the whole mummies jumping out at me and like bugs business that I encountered during the Revenge of the Mummy roller coaster ride. I'll be honest, I had to ask Bria to ride with me so she could tell me when I had to close my eyes. Revenge of the Mummy doesn't have any major drops or upside down spirals, but the music and special effects and major sharp turns can still make this one pretty intense. Okay, The Simpsons ride. May I interest you in another screen-based ride, dear viewers? The Simpsons ride is fun and colorful and has that classic Simpsons humor, but just a little more PG rated for this family-friendly park. However, once you experience this attraction, it might not necessarily be one you're eager to re-ride immediately again, especially if you're prone to motion sickness or you're not really ready to force a few chuckles at the jokes you've already heard before. This one's kind of like, one and done for me. Oh, looky there, another screen-based dark ride. I will say, Transformers is probably the most thrilling of the screen-based dark rides featured at Universal Studios Florida. But if you get lost trying to follow the story, it's okay. I always do too. Okay, decisions. Universal's got a lot of unique places to grab some grub or maybe just a light afternoon snack. But if you want the best of Universal's food, here's where you can turn. For Harry Potter fans, we're headed to the Leaky Cauldron. This is similar to the Three Broomsticks, and the Leaky Cauldron over in Universal Studios Florida plops you right in the middle of your favorite Harry Potter books and films, just in time for a nice hearty meal. This spacious quick service serves up more traditional British favorites like the bangers and mash, fisherman's pie, Scotch eggs, and other quirky cozy eats. Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor next on my list. I still remember when Bria and I both ordered ice cream cones from Florian Fortescue's in Diagon Alley, took our first bites, and then just looked at each other because we knew we were thinking the same thing. Holy cow, this ice cream is good. And why did we get ice cream cones 30 minutes before our dining reservations? We know better than that. But apparently, we didn't know any better, and we proceeded to scarf down that soft serve, which is all flavor ribbons of deliciousness, and had no regrets. Okay, sort of regrets. I did get a brain freeze halfway through. Florian Fortescue's has a lot of unique flavor options to choose from, though, including banana and Granny Smith apple and orange marmalade and toffee and strawberries and cream and even butterbeer flavored ice cream, too. Now, for those who like to sit down inside the parks, let's talk about Finnegan's Bar and Grill. This is a cozy Irish pub that serves beer on tap and comfort food galore. One of the best things to order here is the famous potato and onion web zaps, made with thinly sliced potatoes and onions that are hand-dipped in beer batter, then fried to a crispy golden brown perfection. Lombard's is themed to look like an old-timey ship, which is suiting since this place serves up a variety of seafood entrees like monstrous lobster rolls, Baja Mahi tacos, and crispy fried fish and chips, as well as tons of other fish, shrimp, and lobster entrees for all your seafood love and needs. For kids and kids at heart, your first stop's going to be Minions Cafe. It's weird, it's colorful, it's innovative, it's Minions. Minion Cafe is located in Universal Studios Florida and is completely decked out with these little yellow dudes all around the indoor dining space, making it a fun quick service from its decor to its adventurous and equally as colorful menu of options. Some of our favorite Minion-inspired eats that we've tried here so far include Lucy's Top Secret Salmon with coconut blue rice, the Steak and Cheese Ray sandwich, and the Mel's Meatball Mountain, aka a wood oven baked stuffed pizza with meatballs, basil, fresh mozzarella, and marinara. And if they have the pet rock there, definitely get that because that's peanut butter and chocolate. Other good ones for kids, the DreamWorks Land snacks. What do you get when you ask the characters from Shrek and Trolls to give you new snacks? You get weird stuff that your kids are going to go gaga for. First up, we got the infamous Shrexel, complete with swamp green cheese sauce. It takes a lot for me to second guess whether I should eat melty cheese or not, but this gave me reason to pause. But don't stress too much over this slimy looking stuff, parents. The pretzel's just a normal pretzel and the cheese is just normal cold cheese sauce dyed green. For something less green and cheesy and all around savory, Trolls Treats serves up swirly twirly ice cream that resembles that Troll Updo. And you've got two options to choose from currently. One is the Brozone Berry with Huckleberry soft serve, and the other is the Poppylicious Pink with pink lemonade soft serve and flour sprinkles. If you're going for quick service, Central Park Crepes. Ah, yes, the day I learned that Bria can't stand mascarpone because I thoroughly enjoyed my strawberry hazelnut crepe and she did not. Yes, Bria, that's a good thing. Now, regardless of where you stand on the whole mascarpone debate, the Central Park Crepes kiosk in Universal Studios Florida also has a variety of other sweet and savory crepes you can order and eat while you're on the go. And over at the London Taxi Hut stand in Universal Studios Florida, which is right outside the Diagon Alley area, but very, very well hidden, you can find simply executed yet still brilliant loaded baked potato offerings like broccoli and cheese and beans and cheese and classic loaded potato with cheese and bacon bits and sour cream and chives and the shepherd's pie version. Again, there's nothing super novelty or extremely unique about these potatoes, but after you've eaten everything at the Minions Cafe, sometimes you just want like a vegetable. And these really hit the spot. Now, I know that they don't have on the menu just a plain baked potato, but you can order one and it is cheaper. Now, all this talk about jacket potatoes and green cheese is making you hungry, right? Well, if you want to learn more about the best snacks around Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure, make sure to check out our video covering the 15 snacks you can't miss at Universal Orlando right after this. Okay, in some ways, you might enjoy Universal Studios Florida shows and character meet and greets even more than some of the rides, except for E.T. Adventure. Of course, E.T. always remains supreme. So what we're going to do now is quickly list off all the different entertainment options in Universal Studios Florida that have nothing to do with the rides, many of which you might have never known existed before watching this video. Brand new in DreamWorks Land, there's more going on than just a roller coaster and green cheese in here. DreamWorks Land is split up into multiple sections. Inside Shrek Swamp, you'll get to create a swamp symphony by jumping between lily pads and making the choir of frogs ribbit out a tune. Mama Luna Feline Fiesta combines digital screens and hundreds of cats to create an interactive experience where you'll use bells, buttons, and maracas to play with the cats Puss in Boots had the privilege of living with for a brief period of time. And in Shrek Swamp for little ogres, kiddos can climb around in a playground that'll only make you slightly question why your kid's currently sliding down a farting outhouse slide. I mean, what did you expect? You're in Shrek territory. If you're ready to learn some super awesome Kung Fu moves, just like Po's learned during the Kung Fu Panda franchise, just head over to the Po Live show, where absolutely zero shenanigans take place. Not one shenanigan. This is serious training, people. Your Kung Fu training will continue over at Po's Kung Fu Training Camp, which is another interactive play place where kids can run free in an immersive Kung Fu Panda environment. You might even get sprayed while helping out with the laundry. Since Po and Shrek both have playgrounds, the trolls have to have one too. Poppy's Playground is yet another interactive environment where kiddos can run and swing and be immersed in a colorful world surrounded by toadstools and flowers and funny-looking little critters. And then you've got a DreamWorks show that combines all these movie characters together, plus some other fan favorites too, during the DreamWorks Imagination Celebration live shows featuring lots of music and dancing and fun for the kids. And if you want one-on-one character meet and greets, you'll find ample opportunities to do that inside each DreamWorks section too. Now, in a park all about movies, it only makes sense for live entertainment to be featured throughout the park. The Bourne Stuntacular in the Hollywood area, for example, is one of those sit on the edge of your seat acrobatic and stunt performances where you'll follow Jason Bourne during an action-packed live show, complete with motorcycles and helicopters and danger. Lots of danger. But if stunts done by humans aren't thrilling enough for you, you may prefer checking out animal actors on location instead. Don't worry, no life-threatening stunts going on over here, just some good old entertainment where you get to watch a variety of different animals have a fun time playing with their trainers on stage, while also showing off their impressive tricks. One of the most unique shows that you're going to find, not just in this park, but across theme parks nationwide, is Universal Orlando's Horror Makeup Show, which takes you behind the scenes to show you how Universal's classic movie monsters are created before the camera crew yells action. Showtimes for these performances can be found on the free Universal Orlando Resort app. Now let's talk Streetmosphere. The streets of Universal Studios Florida are bustling with dancing and singing and music galore. You just have to know where to find it. In the New York area, Beat Builders is a show that transforms construction site equipment into a full-on percussion set. The New York area also features the Blues Brothers show throughout the day, which, yes, you will hear Soul Man at some point during the performance. And over in Hollywood, Marilyn and the Diamond Bellas bring the glitz and glamour of Marilyn Monroe back to present day for us to enjoy live. Many other Streetmosphere musical performances might pop up during your next visit, so once again, don't forget to check the Universal app and see what's going to be available for you. In 2024, Universal Studios Florida hit us with two of their biggest shows to date. Cinesational, a symphonic spectacular, takes place each night on the Universal Studios Lagoon and features iconic scores from movie classics like E.T. and Jaws and Harry Potter and Ghostbusters, as well as current favorites like How to Train Your Dragon, Super Mario, Shrek, and several others. Cinesational also incorporates major effects like fountains and projections, fireworks, and drones to celebrate the art of storytelling to the max. The show has a lot going on here, like a lot, but all the different elements work really well together to give you a multi-dimensional and super exciting experience. The best viewing location for Cinesational is over in the Central Park section near the Hollywood area, which has a clear view of the drones and the projection mapping throughout the entire show. And crepes. Did we mention the crepes? And during the day, the Universal Mega Movie Parade makes its way around Universal streets with its 13 new floats, almost 100 performers from dancers to skaters to stilt walkers and more, and lots of special effects. Just like Cinesational, Mega Movie Parade features a healthy mix of classic and current movies represented on each float. And who knew you could meet so many famous characters inside Universal Studios Florida? All around the park, you can find specific character stations, like at the Illumination Theater, for example, where you'll be able to meet a selection of characters straight out of Despicable Me and sing. But you can also find character zones where TV and movie characters might be out and about wandering through the streets, ready to snap a photo with you. Not to sound like a broken record here, but the Universal app can give you the full breakdown of where these zones and buildings are located in the park, as well as what times you can expect certain characters to pop up for another round of one-on-one interaction. And you can't leave out all the entertainment happening over around the Diagon Alley scene. Inside Ollivander's wand shop, you can always just swing by to purchase your own wand and make you less muggle-like, but you can also wait in line to watch the little immersive spell casting show attached to the shop if you so desire. During each show, there will be one chosen wizard out of the group, and more often than not, kids are going to be a good candidate for this. But make sure to warn your kids before showtime that not everyone gets a chance to do the magic. Otherwise, you might have one mighty disappointed little wizard after all is said and done. And get this, Streetmosphere happens in Diagon Alley too. Check your Universal app for those open-air performance times for entertainment like the musical stylings of Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees, or a slightly eerie puppet show retelling the tales of Beetle Labarde. Oh, and don't forget to chit-chat with the night bus driver outside of King's Cross Station. His little shrunken head buddy's got a lot to say. I know y'all are just antsy with anticipation about Universal's third park gate opening on May 22nd, 2025. So am I. So let's give Universal Studios Florida a little break and answer some of your tough questions about Epic Universe that y'all have been dropping into our past Universal video comment sections over the past few months. Thank you for that, by the way. We love seeing your questions in the comments. Little warning for y'all, while we're not going to be able to answer everything until this park officially opens in May, we can help answer some of those challenging questions for you, just based on the details we know so far, as well as our long history with theme park openings. Question number 1, will Epic Universe be worth visiting on opening day? Well, depends on what you're after. Going on opening day or even shortly after opening day will be pretty historic. You're going to be one of the first people to experience this game-changing park full of new state-of-the-art technology and advanced thrills. And that's really exciting. But just because Epic Universe looks and sounds amazing already doesn't mean those early crowds aren't going to experience a park day without any hitches. Think of it like a stage show. If you visit on opening night, you get to be the first person to hear all the new musical numbers and be wowed by the choreography and get all weepy over the big plot twist. No online spoilers, please. However, there's also a greater chance of a few slip-ups and technical issues happening on opening night too, since this is the first time ever these performers and sets are entertaining a live audience. Same thing for Epic Universe. Crew members and attractions aren't used to a constant stream of thousands of people experiencing the park, so it's understandable if they come across some unprecedented or maybe very precedented malfunctions during the day. If you go to Epic on opening day or as close to opening day as possible, you're just going to have to pack your patient pants just in case things aren't yet working like a well-oiled machine. But if you wait to go a little later on, maybe a few months after that initial opening date, not only will things more than likely be running more smoothly, but you'll also have less of those initial crowds to deal with. Question number 2, will Dark Universe be legit scary? I don't think we need to be expecting Halloween Horror Night level of scares, but judging from those animatronics we've seen so far, I think this section of the park will definitely show us how far Universal's willing to go when it comes to dialing up the fear factor for its regular day guests. According to Universal, Dark Universe will offer family-friendly fun while also pushing the boundaries on intensity. So this might be something you want to consider before taking younger folks from your party through the Dark Universe portal, especially if they scare easily. This could be like a extraterrestrial alien adventure kind of situation where it was legit scary, even though Disney didn't really intend it to be that terrifying. So we'll kind of see what happens here. And I think they're kind of waiting to see what happens too, to see if they need to dial things down a little bit. So we'll see. Question number 3, will Hogwarts Express connect all 3 parks? Short answer, no. Longer answer, that'll still keep things brief. Epic Universe is not in the same area the Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida are, so the expansion of the Hogwarts Express is going to stay between the 2 already existing parks. That being said, there will be Universal buses that'll help take you from the current Universal Resort area and over to Epic Universe after the park opens. You just won't be able to pick up any treats from the trolley or see Dementors flying next to you, as far as we know. Question number 4, how will Express Passes work? Universal Express Passes are premium add-on services that help you bypass the main ride lines in exchange for much shorter ride lines. Eventually, Express Passes will be offered for Epic Universe, but these passes will be sold at a later date that hasn't been revealed by Universal yet. Question number 5, will Epic require Park Pass reservations? Nope, no Park Pass reservations necessary. You'll just have to select your multi-park ticket start date when you purchase them online, and you should be good to go from there. Again, we're only scratching the surface here. There's so much still to learn about Epic Universe, and we cannot wait to check it all out and report back to you for your future visit there. I know that Universal is going to be releasing a bunch more information here now that 2025 has launched. In the meantime, make sure you pick up our free Ultimate Guide to Epic Universe, which takes a deep dive into each of the new lands and what you should expect from the rides and restaurants and shows and more. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head to disneyfoodblog.com/epic right after this. So talking about transportation to the parks is one of those necessary evils, right? Talking about food and rides is super fun, but talking about parking garages, not so much fun, but still super important for your visit. But don't worry, we're not going to lose momentum. Not now. Let's do one of those split screen video situations like you see on social media videos all the time to help keep your attention. And presto, see, transportation on the left, but staying inside those fun and colorful parks on the right. Everybody wins. All right, now that I've got your attention, let's talk Universal Transpo. Once you get to the Universal City Walk shopping district, you'll eventually wind up at the fork in the road. The left pathway will lead you to Islands of Adventure, but the right pathway will lead you to Universal Studios Florida. There are a few ways you can get over to the parks. Complimentary shuttles and even boats for select locations are available from the Universal hotels and theme parks, and many of the Universal hotels are also within walking distance to the parks. While the value and prime value hotels might still take you 20 to 30 minutes to reach the park via walkway, the premier and preferred hotels are a whole lot closer and might take you 10 to 15 minutes tops if you're on foot. Of course, getting to Epic Universe is a horse of a completely different color. The closest hotels to Epic are going to be 3 brand new ones we mentioned earlier, Stella Nova, Terra Luna, and Helios Grand. But again, Universal shuttle services will still be available between both main Universal locations. Universal Superstar Shuttle provides transportation between Orlando International Airport and the Universal Orlando Resort hotels. Fees do apply for this service though, so be sure to call 800-823-4733 prior to your arrival for info about fees and to book your shuttle. If you're driving yourself, parking at your resort hotel costs between $15 and $30 per night, depending on the hotel. Meanwhile, guests who are driving to Universal Studios Florida from a different non-Universal hotel will pay $30 to park in the parking garages each day. Okay, we got a nice Universal Studios Florida Ultimate Guide for you, but your travel planning shouldn't stop here. We got a lot more Universal Orlando videos that you can check out next over on our channel's Universal 2025 playlist, where you're going to find even more Universal videos revealing our best tips and tricks of all time. And don't forget to pick up our free Epic Universe guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/epic. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.